Hi, my name is Leela. You can find me at leelameinke.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I really love today's card that I have today. It combines two of my favorite folds. I am currently doing a series of gatefold cards, and this is a bookbinding gatefold card. So I've got it done in all the different colors, and I have a few different styles I'll show you at the end too. And let's go ahead and get started, and then we'll do a little show and tell at the end. So let's get started. The other thing I want to say about this particular card is that I'm making it for seniors. I'm making it, I give thank you to my Stamp with Leela community. We make 500 cards 4 times a year. That's 2,000 cards as part of the Bring Smiles to Seniors program. And these cards are going to seniors. And how fun is that? These are for the summer and just to brighten your day, right? How fun is that? So this is how we do it. I took my basic white thick piece of cardstock and I cut it at 4 1/4. So it's going to fit in A2 size, but rather than cutting it often, I cut it kind of the short way. Here we're cutting it the long way. We're cutting it at 4 1/4 by 11. And then we come in and we score at 2 1/8. And then we're going to score at 3 3/8. That's going to give us our little bookbinding and our edge. And then we're going to go all the way to 8 7/8. And I know it's a funny one. It's got 1/8 of an inches, but we're just going to go all the way to 8 7/8. That's going to give us a card. 5 1/2 long by 4 1/4 wide. We love that. That's our A2. But on this side, it's going to give us our bookbinding. So let me use my bone folder to do a little bit of burnishing, because this does have folds and you do want them nice and crisp. So I've got my bookbinding spine, if you will, at 1 1/4. That leaves, what was that, 4 1/4 inches there. So then we have 2 1/8 on each side. So that's our bookbinding. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down. Now, sometimes I put a ribbon all the way through, all the way around, like I did here. So I put the ribbon first, and then I glue it. But because I'm mass producing so many of these, I've shifted away from putting the ribbon down, and now I'm just doing a little bow on all of these, and that's what we'll do right now. So I'm just going to go ahead. You can glue or tape, either one works well, but I'm going to adhere that 1 1/4 inch spine so that it's nice and secure. Perfect. Now, here's another thing I want to show you. We have our hybrid 3D embossing folder, sunflower embossing folder, and I love it. It so happens I accidentally didn't emboss part of it, but it doesn't matter because I know I'm going to cut it just a little bit shorter. And then I'll show you these pieces in a little bit. So I love this embossing folder. So one of the techniques that I do with it is I take my sanding block and I just sand away our two-tone cardstock. So this is Darling Duckling color. And I would like to thank you, Lynn, for the donation. Lynn donated a whole pack of Darling Duckling. And I don't know, I can get up to 100 cards out of that whole pack. So And then others have been donating other supplies as well. In addition, I'm donating some things, and so we can make these 100 cards, and super excited about being able to give them to seniors in Roseville. I'm really grateful about that. But anyway, I take my two-tone cardstock. There's a dark side and a light side. I'm using the light side, and I've sanded away. In this particular case, I like the light side. I have done, here's a comparison of the same card, one with a dark, one with a light. Honestly, they're both beautiful, but I thought, well, maybe I'll go with the lighter because it's to brighten your day. So I thought I would go with a little lighter, but the bright works just as well. So what I want to do with my bookbinding card, I'm going to do 2 layers. The first layer is going to be designer series paper, and I'm using here, what you see is the 2025 to 2027 in color pack of 5 cards. Those colors are staying around, and I love them. I just can't stop creating with them. I love them so much. So I cut these. This is 4 inches long, and you can get everything in the PDF below. 4 inches long for all of them. That's 1 inch wide, and these 2 are 1 7/8 inch wide. I'm just going to go ahead and glue those on. I don't need to put a lot of glue to get these secure. And just go ahead and get that on. So now I've got a 1/4 inch of white all the way around. I'll get these on, then I'm going to have a 1/4 inch. This particular color is Strawberry Slush, and I love it. We're getting 5 new colors soon. I can't wait, but these are staying, and I'm grateful because I'm going to keep playing with them. But I love new colors too. And then I've got this guy. So that one was 4 inches, that designer series paper. So I want to cut this down to 3 3/4. So I'm going to get this cut down to 3 3/4. And then the spine, the DSP was 1 inch, so I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch. And then the 2 gatefolds were 1 7/8 each, so I'm going to do 1 5/8 each. Again, you can see below for the PDF. Do another 1 5/8. And we'll just get these glued on. So because I'm doing mass production of these, I am gonna automate the circle, the die cutting. I'm gonna do punching instead. And honestly, this is even a bit elaborate for mass production. Often I'll just do 1 layer, but I figure for 100 cards I can do it, right? So, well, and I've got volunteers coming too. So super grateful for our volunteers. I've got that all put together. Now the only final 2 steps, I did a 2-inch punch, and just to brighten your day. That's the sharing, loving, crafting sentiment. I love that. I'm only going to put my Stampin' Dimensionals on the left side because I want it to open nicely. Well, I mean, I want it to open, right? If I were to put the adhesive on both sides, it wouldn't open. And then I've got the butterfly on the right. We'll see that in a minute. I'm going to show you how to fussy cut that. So I'm going to get that nice and centered. And perfect. You can't see the dimensional behind it. I took time to color the butterfly already, but I want to show you a little bit about the fussy cutting. So I colored it in Darling Duckling and Strawberry Slush because those are the colors I'm working with here. I wanted to show you how to fussy cut. This doesn't have a die. This comes from Coneflower Celebrations. Love this butterfly. I don't think I'm going to get rid of it. When things retire, I often put them in my retired store. You can see that link below too. But I think I'm going to keep this guy because I love this butterfly. So I'm going to show you how I cut. I do allow for a little white edge. Some people prefer to cut right to the quick of the black line, but I'm not doing that. I'm leaving just a little bit of an outline. And if you can see what I'm doing, I'm actually moving the paper and not the scissors. So sometimes when I know I've got a lot of curving going on, I will go all the way around so that I can just be really poised to nicely and comfortably move my left hand, not my right hand. Sometimes when I go around curves, I hit it perfectly, and sometimes I come back in and I clean it up a little bit. So now I'm going to cut around the little butterfly body. I think since I've had this set, I must have done hundreds of these. I keep using this. I just really love this butterfly. So there he is. I don't really like how I did kind of that pointy edge right there, so I'm just going to come back in and like try to catch it. Try to catch it and go around so that it's not bumpy, so that it's a little more smooth. And so there we go. We've got our nice fussy cut butterfly, and I want to have it so that it's far down enough on the circle that it's going to keep that circle secured. I'm using a couple Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm putting them as far to the right as I can so that I can keep the center available. Got the backing off of it, and now I'm going to come in and just have it nice and secure like that. I'm going to, I don't have any strawberry slush ribbon open. How can that be? Look at all the colors I have. I love all my colors. I have so many colors. Well, I won't take your time with opening it, but I'm going to put just a little knot or a little bow right there. I am going to use some Wink of Stella to go ahead and Wink of Stella my butterfly. I'm going to use some gems. You can use any gems or rhinestones. I'm using some retired strawberry slush, which will work great. You could also use the in color. I've been alternating between using the different ones. Love that. So I'm gonna just put a couple down here, smaller one up here, and then I'll get my little knot in the upper left corner, and then when you open it, hello sunshine. So a few things to note. There's a few ways you can join in the Stamp with Leela community. On Wednesdays, every single Wednesday, I do a free Zoom. We did this last Wednesday. You can join my free Zoom. If you get on my email list, I have a specific email list for sending out draft PDFs. I mail you the draft PDF on Tuesday. You can cut all your things ahead of time. It's kind of like mystery stamping. Then you come, we stamp along together. So it's on Zoom, and we pause, we allow time for learning, we do show and tell, we get questions, we see all the different interpretations and ways. My sister the other day did this card in designer series paper instead of cardstock. So we all get together and have some fun with that. So that's free Stamp with Leela Zoom on Wednesday. Then another way you can join the community is I have a challenge every month. And the challenge this month, March of 2026, is any gatefold. Enter any card that has Stampin' Up! Products, about at least 80% Stampin' Up! Products on it. Enter a picture of your gatefold card, and you will be entered to win I give a nice prize every month. Oh, see, I was double using that, so I'm gonna try to, I'll make sure to catch that because I don't want people to see the inside of that. So here's all the different colors. So that is Stamp with Leela on Wednesday. That is my Facebook community. And then on Fridays, this is being recorded on a Friday, and I'm getting ready for tonight. Every Friday evening at my home in Roseville, California, I open my house and we use these donated supplies to make cards for seniors. So that's every Friday evening. And then if you're not living locally and you can't participate in person on Friday night, you can mail cards. You can donate cards. You can donate supplies. And again, I give cards to 500 cards 4 times a year to local senior centers. I do have 2 other examples with this bookbinding card. This was the first one that I made. This is our Hobby Haven Designer Series paper. And I thought, how perfect. It's a bookbinding card. So I fussy cut the Designer Series paper and then Retired Sentiment, stylish shaped dies, but that's for my friend Katie. And we'll get that off in the mail to her. And then this was, so this Designer Series paper plus paper pumpkin kit elements go together. And so I just kind of put together a little happy Easter card using this paper pumpkin kit. I do have another one available. You can find that in my retired store as well. And so I thank you for joining today. I hope that you participate in some way. Leave me a comment here. Which design is your favorite? I hope that you participate. Maybe you want to contribute some cards for seniors. I hope that you come to Stamp with Leela Wednesdays for a free Zoom class. Or I hope that you come check me out on Facebook. So many ways to plug in. I sure hope you do. Thank you. Bye-bye.